Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Monday, the last day of the month of July. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. It's been a great weekend, and for those who keep calling and praying and encouraging me to go on the tangent and to ask me, and these are very senior citizens, sometimes you'll be shocked. People who have gone past 80, some getting into their 90s, people beyond 70, telling you that, look, you need to keep speaking, you need to keep reawakening us, because some of the things you talk about, we didn't know it. Now we know. Let me take you back to 2016. Because people say, oh, you are now vocal because Nana Addo is president. There was a president in this country once upon a time called John Dramani Mahama. I keep telling you, I covered Kufuor Part 2. I covered Atta Mills. I covered Mahama. And I'm covering Akufo-Addo. Long after they have all gone and become presidents and have left, I will still be a journalist. Because that was what I trained for. I saw the medical school. I saw the law school. I went to GIJ. Pull my thing up for me. Now, in 2016, 21st of May, 2016, I said, no light, no water. Put it up, please. It's part of my time. Oh. No light, no water. Common food stuff, so expensive, plus neck-breaking tax regimes. Is Ghana all right? Is this Ghana all right? Is this our situation? Is this who we are? Is this our reality? Twitter. That was my Twitter handle. I just changed it. But this was it. And it was under a program called Community Connect. This was a photo shoot we did in 2016. Lois is aware. 2016. I put this up there. That time was an election year. John Mahama was in power. And an MP who now wants to be president saw this and he says, I'm wearing dark shades. He doesn't know photochromic lens, but he wants to lead all of us. He has short sight. Now, this was in 2016, and this is a cross regime. I was criticizing the regime at the time because I paid my taxes to a certain government and I expected the government to act. I was working like a bull and I expected the government to work like a bull. Pull me Nana Addo's 2016. Fantastic. Nana Addo later that year in 2016, when he was eagerly looking for power, 31st of August 2016, 3:10 p.m., sorry, when we were all busily thinking about what to eat for lunch because we were suffering, says, I have too much love and respect for Ghanaians to make promises which I cannot fulfill. I will never do that. Hashtag bottom up. I have too much love and respect for Ghanaians to make promises which I cannot fulfill. I will never do that. Bottom up. That is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So the question I ask is that, no, let's go back to that one. Let's stay with that one. So the question I ask now is that if Nana Addo has too much love for us and respect, and he will not make promises to us that he cannot fulfill, the promises that he made, that I will make Accra the cleanest city in 4 years, that I'll solve every toilet and water problem, that I'll give every child a boiled egg, I'll give every child a cocoa drink to every morning, I'll make sure that children in school are okay and everything else. Now that he has not been able to fulfill those promises, can we say that he doesn't love and respect the people of Ghana? It's a simple question. He says, I have too much love and respect for Ghanaians to make promises which I cannot fulfill. I will never do that. Let's go to the next one, Sammy. There's another one that happened also in 2016, June 2016. Many of you have lost trust in politicians because of broken promises, but I want you to give me the opportunity to serve you differently. Of course, Nana is serving us differently. He has refused to reshuffle his ministers. He has refused to cut down on the size of ministers. He has refused to cut down on the expenditure. When you talk about it, he tells you he knows what he's doing. He's a man in a hurry. Today, the finance minister will be in parliament. He will be doing a race. He may add a Bible verse to it. He will wear white. He will bring a brown bag. His people will be saying, yeah, no. But the things that we ask him to do as citizens who pay his bills, he will not do. Cut down the size of your government, he won't. Which economist in this country has not said it? When we started saying it, people said, oh, but you, what do you know about the economy? But the professors of economy, the consultants of economy, the creme de la creme within the economic space have spoken about it over and over again. Nana Addo is not listening. And then when he finishes, we'll have people come and tell you that he's a listening president. I'm just playing back the internet. It says, I will introduce stiffer punishments for corruption. to make the theft of state funds more expensive for the criminal than stealing a goat. Listen, Nanado in June 2012, I will introduce stiffer punishment for corruption to make the theft of state funds more expensive for the criminal than stealing a goat. It was in the same year of 2012 that he said he will use the Anas principle. Today, we have found $1 million under a cabinet minister's bed, plus 300,000 euros, plus millions of CDs. And Nanado says, I am confident that you will come out clean. Your integrity will be protected. But he says, I will introduce stiffer punishment. I'm not saying anybody has stolen money. I'm just giving you the trajectory of what was presented to us and what we have bought. A clear case of what I ordered versus what I got. That is it. Now, let's go back to the second one, before this one. There's a conversation that I want us to have genuinely as people of Ghana. Because we have been told that the Bank of Ghana has lost 55.12 billion. Bring me Mr. Bentel's Facebook page. Mr. Bentel of Imani, lawyer and all of that. He was also on the rain, remember, in the Occupy Flagstaff House. You remember? He was on the rain. He's speaking. And one of the few that I respect because he spoke then, he's speaking now. He's just like me. He says, Bank of Ghana, I'm having a hard time understanding how you can make such losses when you don't trade like a commercial bank. Please explain again, slowly, so I can understand. Slowly. So we're literally telling the governor of the Bank of Ghana that, please, sir, explain slowly. Explain slowly. The whole show, sir. And I go back to the 10 people who are looking for the flag bearership position of the NPP. When President Kufuor was about to leave the slot after 2 years, 2 terms in office, when President Kufuor was about to leave 2 terms, there were 17 people, including Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, including Alan Tremantin, including Engineer Dainimo, including Kofi Akonedo Apreku, including Lawyer Nkrabi Afadat, including Lawyer Jogati, many others. When he was about to leave, you had them. The objective then was that they wanted to succeed President Kufuor. And if you listen to the campaigns that were waged then by the 17, they said they wanted to succeed President Kufuor, to continue the legacy that President Kufuor had. The same legacy that was used as a campaign basis for Nana Addo and Dr. Bawumia to come into power. They said they wanted to succeed him to continue. Listen to the tone of all the 10, including the vice president, who we were told, including Mr. Kufuor himself, who told us that Dr. Bawumia is coming, he has the magic wand, and he has worked at the Bank of Ghana. They have so much confidence and trust in it. Listen to all the 10 of them. They say they are coming now with a different vision. So they are not coming to succeed, they are coming to take over. There's a difference between coming to succeed and continue what is being done, and then coming now to tell us, the 10 are coming to tell us that we have a new vision. Even the vice president, who has not finished his term of office, because his term of office will end on the 7th of January 2025. In fact, 6th of January 2025. He said he has a new vision. Why won't he give the new vision to the president as he's suffering now? We are before the IMF on a stretcher. Why won't he give the new vision to the president to help us out of this hole?
Johnny's bite.
And that is, for me, a vote of no confidence on the president. That you have 10 people in your party, very fine gentlemen, who have come forward to say they don't want to succeed you, but rather they want to take over to change the direction because they've seen that you're taking us on a wrong course.
Johnny's bite.
The finance minister will be in parliament. Taxes have been introduced. We have complained. Let's do a throwback again. 2013, Gabi Asare-Otrida, when people say, oh, he's not part of the government, he himself will say, I'm not part of government, but we have heard recordings. The recording including many different things, right? Different recordings, big deals. Mr. Boache Jaku recently was talking, said, Mr. Gabi Otrida, the same person, was PDS, he was involved, all of those things. Now, Gabi Otrida, 2013 says, for a nation to tax itself into prosperity is like a man standing in a bucket and trying to lift himself up by the handle. Winston Churchill. 2014, this is what he said. He says, there is proof that higher taxes don't lead to more revenue, but only hurt businesses, consumers, and kill jobs, which is true. 2021, he says, Ghana development paradox. You say you want the country fixed, yet you are against raising revenue to get it fixed. Motives matter. So when did he come to this realization?
Johnny's bite.
Because when somebody was borrowing 2013, 2014, he said, no. You are standing in the bucket. You are raising yourself. You are crowding a business. Since 2017 up until now, let's calculate the taxes. E-levy, which one? We are even taxing parts, menstruation. As if menstruation is a business venture that women make profit from. We are taxing it. Now, take me to Niger. Coups are not a good thing. And you see, I always say that the government perhaps is too scared because we know what could possibly bring a coup. We know on the continent of Africa, unless we want to kid ourselves, all the coup d'etats that have happened on the continent of Africa have been based on one thing: the rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer, that wide gap, bad governance, poor economic management. Those are the things that bring coup. People are not happy. They bring coup. Now we're talking about brain drain, where people are leaving the country. Your best nurses, your best doctors, your best whatever are leaving the country and going outside. They are complaining about conditions of service. We know how people left this country because the economy was bad. They went to another country just when we're trying to recover. They came back and further collapsed our economy. We know it. The Nigeria gig situation. We know it.
Johnny's bite.
We know how these coups have been in the past. The government says, if you see something, say something. Please, do you have the Niger finance minister? Pick him for me. If you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. The government is paranoid about these things, and the government wants us to see something and say something. But when we see something, we tell the government, we say something, they don't listen. Cut down the size of your government. Reduce expenditure. Cut down the wastage. The government will listen. If we're in any serious country, the governor of the Bank of Ghana will not have his job. Because after declaring all these losses and after using our resources to go and chase 79 Abochi at Tudu, because he says that the Abochis were the reason the city was collapsing, he is now seeing $1 million in somebody's house and says, we are all worried. You and who are worried, sir?
Johnny's bite.
You and who particularly are worried? I want to know.
Johnny's
That's the best you could say. You are worried. Finish. You and who are worried, really, sir? In any serious country, you would not have your job. And in any serious country, like the finance minister in Niger, and I'm paying that we don't have that video. But the finance minister in Niger, he was given 48 hours after the coup to account for every stolen cash. You should have seen the man crying, mucus coming out of his nose. He was cleaning it and drinking water. He was weeping like a baby. He forgot that the sash around his neck is not supposed to be used to cleaning his nose, and that he could have brought out his handkerchief.
Johnny's bite.
When you ask the politician for accountability, you become their enemy. The economic situation in the country is not good. I will not support a coup. My dad, who wore a uniform, told me long ago never to support it. But I'm saying that to the end that you tell the people one thing and you do another thing, you are heating up the people. And if we have proper security people in this country, which I'm sure we do, they would have signaled this a long time ago. But if I know my government, you tell them the thing, they would not listen. They would discard it.
Johnny's bite.
Where from see something, say something? Where from see something, say something? Where from it? If we're doing the right things, will we be scared? Mr. Oforiatta will be in parliament today. There were MPs in parliament who said that Mr. Oforiatta should not stay beyond reading the budget, debating the budget, and the IMF deal. Those people will still be in parliament today to hear Mr. Oforiatta out. Why do we keep insulting the people? The government told us that we were deducting 30% of our salaries to store to help us all bounce back from the economic doldrums that they have led us into. The Council of States said we're giving you 20% of our money so we can all bounce back. It has been more than a year. In any serious country, the president will have led the charge, supported by the chief of staff and the vice president, to say, please, this is how much we have deducted from our salaries so far, and this is what we have used it to do in any serious country. But they know that they won't take us serious, and there's nothing we can do about it. Every coup in this continent, or on this continent, has been because of bad economic management, bad leadership. Are we experiencing bad leadership? I don't know. Are we experiencing bad economic management? I don't know. Will we have a coup? I don't know. I'm just asking my questions. If I am picked up, you know that I asked my questions and I was picked up. But I'm just saying that we know what has been. Why are we continuing in that direction and hoping that everything will be okay? And then we put a slogan up, we pick some ambassadors and say, see something, say something. See what and say what? What we are seeing and what we are telling you. Cut down the size of your government, you are not cutting down. Reduce the expenditure, you are not reducing. Then we find 1 million under your bed. And you say we should see something, say something. We are in it together, we are bedding sharing. You and who? Good morning.